Hello my dear students, my name is Professor Abbas Ali Nandolia. By qualification I am Chartered Accountant and I welcome you all on behalf of JK Shah classes in this wonderful rapid revision lecture for Inter CA November 2021 students. And our topic of discussion is paper 5 advanced accounts, and in that we are doing discussion for one of the important topic, that is partnership. Now if you pay your attention over the whole topic, then you will straight away get 16 marks in the exam, my dear students. Beautiful topic. Okay, now how we will revise entire topic, sir? The entire topic is divided into 4 subparts, my dear students. Subparts are dissolution of firm, piecemeal distribution, amalgamation of firm, and conversion of firm into company. Starting with number 1. So how we will revise? First I will give you concept of dissolution, then related classwork question I will show you in JK Shah classes textbook, and the important point we will see, and then I will give you reference of homework and past exam as well. Then we will take amalgamation revision, related classwork sum, and I will give you reference for homework and past exam. Likewise we will proceed. Okay, so over here we are starting with the discussion of dissolution of firm. What is the meaning of dissolution, my dear students? The objective is simple, to break down everything. That is, in the partnership we will dispose of all the assets in market, and with that money we will discharge all the liabilities, and if any balance left at the end, then that will be distributed among partners in their profit sharing ratio. That is meaning of dissolution. Correct? So meaning I have discussed. So in dissolution, remember, assets and liabilities we have to sell and discharge respectively. Now how many steps we have to follow in dissolution? See my dear students on the screen, I have written total 9 steps. If you will follow these 9 steps while solving the sum of dissolution, I am giving you the guarantee you will get full number in your dissolution solution. Sir, 9 step includes: number 1, transfer of all assets, all liabilities which are there in balance sheet to the respective ledger. Name of the ledger includes realization account. My dear students, always student faces difficulty over here with respect to 2 ledgers. Number 1, sir, whether we should realization account or we should use revaluation account. Think and then answer. Your objective in dissolution is what? To sell all assets in the market and to discharge all the liabilities. It means you are closing down your partnership firm. So your objective is what? To realize the assets and to discharge the liability, and therefore you will open realization account. Okay, so you will open realization account, then second, partners capital account compulsorily, then to, if any account, partners current account or partners loan account, provided the information is given in question, and lastly cash and bank account. So step number 1 is what? In the balance sheet, whatever item you will get, that you have to transfer to these ledgers. Balance sheet you can see on the screen, my dear students. See the balance sheet, all the items, mostly you will get this type of balance sheet in the exam. You will find capital of partners, current account, then partners loan, then outsiders liabilities, which includes creditors, bank loan, outstanding expenses, bills payable, etc. Okay, then on asset side you will find machine, furniture, investment. You will find debtor less provision presentation. You will find cash bank balance, and you will find miscellaneous expenditure. So now if this balance sheet you will get in the exam, your step number 1 is what? Remove all the items from the balance sheet and transfer to the respective ledger. So tell me, capital, where you will transfer capital balance? In the partners capital account. Is that clear? Second, current account, very important note I have written for your quick understanding. My dear students, please see. If the current account is given in the balance sheet and there is no instruction given in question to prepare partner's current account, then in that case simply transfer your current account balance to partner's capital. Correct, if no information is given. So check, transfer to partner's capital account. If no information is given, you can refer JK Shah classes question 1 of classwork for this. In that question, they have given current account balances and there is no instruction to prepare partner's current account, and hence we can directly transfer current account balance to partner's capital. But if mentioned in the question to prepare partner's current account, and if you will ignore this information, marks will be subtracted. Okay, so if it is given in the question, please prepare partner's current account, then transfer current account balance to partner's current account. See, I have written, and you can refer question number 5 of classwork for this, because in question number 5 partner's current account they have given, and at the end in the required part they are asking prepare partner's current account. Correct, I hope the clarity is there. Now thereafter, partner loan, transfer it to partner's loan account. Then my dear students, outsiders liability like creditors, bills payable, outstanding expenses, etc. will be transferred to realization account, because objective is what? To discharge all these liabilities. Then assets, you have to transfer to realization account like machine, furniture, investment. Now in case of debtor, you will get this presentation, that is debtor less provision. Then in such case, transfer your debtor gross amount separately and provision separately. Clear? So I have written here, debtors transfer separately in the realization debit and provision separately in the realization credit. Then what you will do with the cash and bank balance? Transfer to cash and bank account, not the realization account. Is it clear? Because in the realization, what will go? The things which you can sell in the market. Whether you will sell your cash in the market? No. Clear? And therefore it will go in cash and bank account. Lastly, miscellaneous expenditure that will be distributed among partners in their profit sharing ratio, and it will be debited to partners capital account. So my dear students, this balance sheet you will get in the exam, and you have to follow my first step, that is remove all the items from the balance sheet and transfer it to respective ledger. While transferring, please take care current account point. Now step number 2. What you will do after removing all the items from the balance sheet? Your step number 2 is what? Sell all assets in the market. Is it clear? Like sell your machine, furniture, investment, realize your debtor, and etc. Correct. So step number 2 is what? Realize all assets, sell all assets in the market. Now two possibilities are there. Number 1, the information of the asset sold at what price is given in the question. Then please welcome that information. Is it clear? So follow the instruction given in the question. But in some cases they will not give you the information of the amount realized from that particular asset. What you will do in the exam? Simple case. If it is tangible asset, then it should be realized at book value, and if it is intangible asset, then realized nothing. Like if you have goodwill in your balance sheet and there is no instruction given that at what price goodwill realized, simple, goodwill value is 0. Correct? Second example, if the machinery is given in the question, but in the adjustment they have not mentioned at what price machinery realized, then you will assume it will be realized at book value. So see, I have written this particular point. Sell all asset. If information is given, then well. If no information, tangible will realize book value. You can refer question number 1 of classwork in JK Shah classes material, and in case of intangible realized nothing. Example, goodwill. Okay, what you will do with the amount available in hand? Now when you will sell your asset, you will get money. What you will do with this money? Sir, we will do party. Not allowed, not allowed. Okay, what you will do with this money? Can I say this money will be utilized for the purpose of making payment to outsiders? That is my step number 3 is what? Discharge liabilities. Even here two possibilities are there. Number 1, the amount paid to the liability holder is given in the question, then please welcome. And possibility number 2, amount paid to the liability holder is not given in the question. What you will do then in that case? wait, you have to pay at least book value. Getting my point? At least book value in the absence of information. So my dear students, in case of discharge of liability, option 1 is what? As per information given, follow the instruction. Number 2, if no information is given, then liability will be discharged at book value. You can see question number 1 of classwork for the same. Is it clear? So I hope this theory is very important, my dear students. Whether you are JKSC student or non-JKSC student, the theory is important, correct? And JK Shah classes students, you are getting references as well, correct, which some we can refer for this particular point. Okay, so tell me, step number 1, balance sheet transfer. Step number 2, assets. So step number 3, liability discharge. Now what you will do further? Step number 4, payment of realization expenses. When you will go in the market for selling assets, can I say some charges you will incur, like wages, carriage, anything, correct? That is known as what? Realization expenses. So make payment for the same. When you will pay the amount, cash goes out credit and the realization account debit. Thereafter, step number 5, payment to partner loan. When you will pay partner loan, then the entry would be partner loan to cash bank, provided partner loan must be there in the balance sheet. Unnecessarily don't follow this step. Okay, then next step is what? Close realization account. When you will close your realization account after selling all the assets, after discharging all the liabilities, after making payment for the realization expenses, close your realization account, you will get either profit or loss. Is it clear, my dear students? That will be distributed among partners in their profit sharing ratio, correct? Okay. Now the 7th point is beautiful and important, that is check for insolvency of partner. Check for insolvency, that is after closing the realization account, but before you close your partner's capital, please check for insolvency. Now insolvency statement will be given in the question clearly, that is B is insolvent, A is insolvent. Likewise the information will be given in question, correct? But tell me, when the insolvency comes in the question, then what you will do? So that you will discuss. No, oh sorry, yeah, of course I will discuss. You have to follow 3 steps whenever the insolvency situation comes in the exam. You can see on the screen I have written note number 1 for this. In case of insolvency of partner, following 3 steps we have to follow. But what I will do, I will discuss this insolvency 3 steps 2 minutes later. But before that, please check over here. 7th step, insolvency. You can refer all these questions of the classwork for the same. Question 1, 2, 3, 5 and 6 of classwork. Is it clear? Okay. Now after adjusting the entries in the respective ledger for this insolvency, you can close your partner capital account. When you will close your partner capital, you will get balancing figures that will be settled in cash or bank, and finally close your cash and bank account. It must tally. So my dear students, you have to follow how many steps? Total 9 steps you have to follow. Once again, tell me. Remove all the items from the balance sheet. Number 2, sell your assets. Then discharge your liability, make payment for realization expenses, settle your partner loan, close your realization. After closing, but before closing your partner's capital, after closing realization but before closing your partner's capital, check for insolvency. The sentence will be clearly given in the question that the particular partner is insolvent. You have to follow 3 steps. I will discuss, don't worry. Then after doing something with the insolvency, close your partner's capital, you will get balancing figure that will be settled in cash. Finally close your cash account and your cash account will tally. Is it clear? Giving you the guarantee, follow these steps, take any sum from anywhere and you will get your dissolution sum done. Clear, my dear students? Okay. Now further we will discuss this note 1. 3 steps, very important, please. Step number 1 is what? Step number 1, we have to follow Garner versus Murray rule over here. Is it clear? Garner versus Murray. In that case law, few steps we have to follow. Step number 1, solvent partners should bring their share of realization loss. In other words, if there is realization profit, then the step number 1 will not come. Is it clear? So if there is realization loss, then solvent partners will bring their share of realization loss. Is it clear? So when they will bring the amount, cash bank comes in to solvent partners. Clear? Step number 2, you have to find out capital ratio of solvent partner having credit balance. Very important, extremely important. Please pay your attention. What I am saying, see the difference between step 1 and 2. In step 1, I said solvent partners will bring share for their realization loss. I have not used word credit balance there. Getting it? So whether it is a debit balance of the solvent partner or credit balance of the solvent partner, everybody will bring if there is realization loss. But when you will find out your capital ratio, you have to take care only solvent partner having credit balance. Only solvent partner having credit balance, for them we have to find out capital ratio. Now there are two options, option A, option B. Option A says what? Can I say there are two methods to maintain capital. Number 1, fixed capital method. Number 2, fluctuating capital method. If fixed capital method is there, then the things are very simple. Whatever capital balance is given in your question for the solvent partner having credit balance will be taken as capital ratio. That's it. Okay. So just check, in case of fixed capital method, ratio of fixed capital of solvent partner having credit balance will be taken in step number 2. For this you can refer question number 1 and question number 5 of classwork. Okay. What if the capital balance is fluctuating? That is all the adjustments like interest on capital, interest on drawing, salary to partner, we have routed through the partner's capital. What you will do in such case, when the capital is fluctuating, you have to follow this formula. That is nothing but capital balance, add reserves and surplus in profit sharing ratio, and reduce miscellaneous expenditure in profit sharing ratio. One of the example of miscellaneous expenditure is what? Profit and loss having debit balance. Clear? So my dear students, if fixed capital, then the things are very simple. Simply take the fixed capital balance ratio. But if it is fluctuating capital, then capital balance, add reserves and surplus, less miscellaneous expenditure. You will consider only the solvent partners having credit balance. Is it clear? For fluctuating capital, you can refer question number 3 and question number 6 of class work. Okay. So step number 1 is what? Solvent partners, whether debit balance or credit balance, irrelevant factor, they will bring share if there is realization loss. Step number 2, find out capital ratio of solvent partners having credit balance. Okay. So if any solvent partner having a debit balance in the partner's capital, you will not consider that partner for this capital ratio. Okay. Last step number 3 is what? The loss of insolvent partner. The partner became insolvent. It means logically his capital balance will show debit balance. We said, come on, please pay the amount. He will reply, I am insolvent, I can't pay anything to the partnership firm. So the debit balance, that is the loss of insolvency, now will be distributed among solvent partners having credit balance in their capital ratio, which we have ascertained in step number 2. Okay, my dear students. So please check, loss of insolvent partner, that is debit balance of insolvent partner capital to be distributed among solvent partner as per ratio in step number 2. Okay, so use your brain and frame the journal entry. Insolvent partner anyway having the debit balance, we are cancelling the debit, so insolvent will be credited and solvent partner is absorbing, so their capital will be debited. Okay, my dear students, so one more time, tell me three steps. Number one is what? Solvent should bring their share of realization loss. In other words, if there is profit, step one will not come. Step number two, solvent partner having credit balance, for them we have to find out capital ratio. Two options are there, fixed capital and fluctuating capital. Fixed capital, the things are very simple. Simply take the fixed capital balance and find out the ratio. But if it is fluctuating capital, then you have to follow the formula: capital balance, add reserves in PSR, less miscellaneous expenditure. Correct? And the references I have already given. Now the important point in dissolution, insolvency, I am discussing through note number 2. Sir, you are again and again saying solvent partner having credit balance, solvent partner having credit balance. Can you give us simple example so that we can understand the whole thing? Yeah, see on the screen, and for this you can refer question number 6 of JK Shah classes. See on the screen the situation I have given: partners capital A, B, C and D. Over here A and B is having normal credit balance. They are solvent partners having credit balance. Okay, and two other partners are having debit balance like C and D. And now clearly given in the question that Mr. D is insolvent. The instruction is there. The instruction is there in the question that Mr. D is insolvent. But no such instruction is given for Mr. C. So in the absence of information, though the partner is having debit balance, but still he is solvent. So when you will consider partner as insolvent partner, provided the information and the instruction is given in question, in the absence of information, the partner is always solvent. So my dear students, over here if you see Mr. C is a solvent partner, but the capital balance is debit balance. Solvent, but the capital balance is debit balance, hence Mr. C will not absorb insolvency loss of insolvent partner. So please take care. I am giving you the reference of question number 6 JK Shah classes, where you can see partner is solvent but the capital is a debit. Capital ratio we will not find out because the solvent partner having debit balance will not bear any insolvency loss. So my dear students, please conclude something. What steps and what process we have covered in dissolution of firm? Total 9 steps is clear in your mind. 3 steps for insolvency, and that too with the clarity that in step number 1, whether debit balance or credit balance, all the solvent partners will bring their share of realization loss. In step number 2, capital balance of solvent having credit balance, because the solvent partner having debit balance will not bear any insolvency loss. I hope this theory is precisely clear in your mind. Yes, my dear students. Okay, now come on. Now I am discussing important point from the JK Shah classes material classwork section. If you see on the screen, my dear students, everybody, question number 1. Question number 1. In this sum, the important point is what? They have not given how much we have realized by selling this current asset and how much we have paid to current liabilities. So in the absence of information, current assets will realize book value and the liabilities will be paid at book value. This is the very first important point that you have to take care. Clearly they have given instruction B Dev is insolvent. So if insolvent partners is there, step 1, 2 and 3 you have to follow. Here all the 3 partners are having credit balance, but another important point, current account balance is given. Nowhere they have written prepare partners current account. So in the absence of information, current account transfer to capital account. Is that clear? Okay, now these are the important points, and further you can revise question number 20 and question number 43 3. It means what? We are having total 50 questions in JKSC material. Classwork 19 sums and remaining are there in homework plus past exam 31 sums. Correct? Now these 31 sums are more or less similar to your classwork question, that is 1 to question 19. So what I will do, I will discuss the important point of question number 1 to question number 19 which you have to keep in mind before going to the exam, and even I will give you which question you should refer from homework and past exam, which is very much similar to this classwork question. So question number 1 you can refer question number 20 and question number 43 from the JK Shah classes material. My dear students, question number 2, the question is there in your ICAI material. If this comes in the exam, then it will come for 16 marks and I am expecting very good sum, because here they are checking your knowledge with respect to dissolution along with the rectification of error. This point is important, rectification of error. It means here they have purchased goods worth rupees 4,000 included in the stock, but they didn't pass entry for the purchase in books of accounts. They didn't pass the entry. So you have to rectify this. This is error of complete omission. So pass the entry for purchase. When you will update the purchase entry, purchase to creditors. So can I say your creditors balance will change in your balance sheet and purchase will be treated as loss. So because of that your partner's capital balance will change. Correct. So first you have to give the treatment of this rectification of error. You have to update your balance sheet and thereafter start the process of dissolution. Okay, my dear students. This is simple sum now. Here see clearly given Y is insolvent. So if the information is given, then follow 3 steps. Similar sum is not there in homework and past exam. This is institute material sum. Question number 3. In question number 3, fraud committed by Mr. C. Correct. The important adjustments are adjustment number 1 and adjustment number 2, because you have received the check from debtor misappropriated by C. Now debtor will not give any further amount in the future. So what entry you have to pass? Reduce the debtor from the firm's book. Now debtor will not pay the amount because debtor already paid amount to Mr. C and C is defaulter. So C's account will be debited. And same way in adjustment number 2, investment taken over, that is investment sold in the market by Mr. C and the fund deposited in his private bank account. Clear? So investment goes out credit and you will debit C's account. Clear, my dear students? These 2 points are important. Along with this, when you will do the valuation at the time of selling investment and debtors in the market, take care these 2 adjustment. Okay, so even this is important. Over here, my dear students, last point clearly says that Mr. C is insolvent because Mr. C's private estate could realize only 4,000. What about other amount? Other will be contributed by solvent partners having credit balance in their capital ratio. Okay, so question number 3, important point we have discussed, no related references from homework and past exam. Question number 4, here all partners are insolvent. All partners are insolvent. That is, here 2 partners are there, Amal and Bimal. Both are insolvent. So when such question comes in the exam, even the sum is there in ICAI material. So you can expect even this in the exam. Yes or no? Yes, sir. Okay, my dear students, when all the partners are insolvent, then along with partners capital, realization and cash bank, these are the accounts which you have to anyway prepare in dissolution. 2 additional account will come. Number 1, individual liability account. Like over here we have creditors. Is it clear? So this time when all the partners are insolvent, do not transfer creditors in the realization account. Is it clear? Separate ledger you have to prepare. Now along with this, if outstanding expenses are there, please open even outstanding expense account. Clear? but in question number 4 only creditors we have. So open creditors account and one more ledger will be opened, that is capital deficiency account. And when you will follow my steps, finally your capital deficiency account will tally. Your capital deficiency account will tally. So question number 4, where all the partners are insolvent. Now question number 5, why the question is important? Because see over here, current account balances they have given. See, current account balances they have given, and at the end clearly they are mentioning prepare partners current account. So if instruction is given prepare partners current account, then current account will go in current account, not in capital account. Clear? This is important point. Even thin, short and fat, the sum of institute material and related sum, you can solve question number 31 from the homework and past exam. Okay? Yes, my dear students. Question number 6 we have already discussed in the theory through note number 2. Two partners are having normal credit balance, one of the partner having debit balance is insolvent, and another partner having debit balance with no instruction. If no instruction is there, then the partner is solvent. So this see, even I have given reference question number 6, but still please check. Neptune and Jupiter normal balance, Venus and Pluto debit balance. My dear students, over here if you check last paragraph, you are required to prepare realization cash account. Venus became insolvent. Mr. Venus is insolvent. Instruction is there. So in the absence of information, Pluto is solvent. But Pluto is solvent having debit balance. Yes or no? So he will bring realization loss in step number 1, but in step number 2 he will not be considered for capital ratio, and hence in step number 3 the solvent partner having debit balance will not bear any loss. Is it clear? Will not bear any loss. Please take care of this particular thing, bacho. So I hope my dear students you are clear with the important point of question number 6. Okay, we have discussed 1 to 6 classwork sum from JK Shah classes material along with the entire theory of dissolution of firm. I hope you are clear with this particular theory. Now the next topic of discussion is piecemeal distribution. Now my dear students, sir, we would like to ask one question. How to revise this piecemeal? Yeah, of course we will discuss. Why not? Just ask 3 questions to yourself and the piecemeal topic is over. Sir, what are they? Question number 1. You only think. Your objective is to dissolve the partnership firm. Okay. Now you are having so many assets in your balance sheet. Yes. Possible for you to sell all the assets on the single day? No. Correct. It means, can I say, if I am having machine, plant, land, debtor, stock, I will realize slowly and gradually these assets in the market. Correct. It means when firm goes into the dissolution, we will realize assets in small pieces as and when we will get good deal for it. Clear? So assets realizes in small pieces, and hence the name of the topic is what? Piecemeal. Okay, piecemeal. Now what is the meaning of distribution then? Tell me, after selling assets in the market you will get money. This money will be given to liability holders, and hence distribution word is there. So how we derive this piecemeal distribution word, my dear students? In small pieces you will realize asset, and after realization you will distribute your amount in the market. So my dear students, first question that you have to ask to yourself is, can we realize all asset on single day? Answer is no. Asset will be realized slowly and gradually, that is in small pieces, hence piecemeal word is there. Question number 2, when to settle liability? Now I am giving you 2 options. Option number 1, when you will realize all the assets from the market like machine, plant, land, debtor, stock, then you will pay amount to liability holder. Or option number 2, as and when you will realize your asset, you have to pay the amount. Which one you will follow? Yes, second one, sir. As and when we realize asset, we should discharge liability. Correct, my dear students? So first question is what? Assets slowly and gradually. Hence the piecemeal word is there. Second, as and when you realize your asset, you have to discharge the liability. Hence the second word is there, distribution. Now the last question is what, my dear students? Order of making payment to liability holder. This is something which is very important, because the partners are in biggest dilemma that after getting the amount, what to do with this amount? Whether we will throw money like this and the person who will catch it, they will take it. No, can I say there should be clear-cut order to whom we should pay first? Yes, my dear students, and therefore order of making payment includes number 1, first keep aside amount for realization expenses. Then from the balance make payment to secured loan. Correct? Then pay to preferential creditors. They are unsecured only, but we are giving preference to them because they are poor, like government dues or employees or workers, etc. After making payment to them, you have to make payment to unsecured loan along with deficiency in secured loan. Sir, can you please explain deficiency? Yes. My dear students, let's take an example. Bank loan amount is ₹100 and it is secured against land. But land realized only ₹80. So this entire 80 will be given to bank loan. But against 100, they got only 80. So 20 rupees will be treated as what? Deficiency. And now if they want this 20 rupees, then please go and stand along with unsecured loan. Okay. After settling this, you have to make payment to partner loans. And lastly, you have to make payment to partners capital. My dear students, the same order you will get even in one of the chapter, liquidation of companies. The liquidator follows the same order when he makes payment to outsiders. Is it clear? So in theory, these 3 questions are important. Assets will realize slowly and gradually. As and when you will realize, you will discharge the liability, and in which order you will pay the amount. The order is there on the screen. Now the last important point, when you will start making payment to partners towards their capital, we have 2 methods. Here you can see on the screen, my dear students. Number 1, maximum loss method. Number 1, maximum loss method. For this you can refer question number 10 and 11 of classwork JK Shah classes material, and surplus capital method. For this you can refer question number 7, 8, 9 of classwork. Okay. Now if you want a theory for this maximum loss, refer JKSC material, and for surplus same. Sir, can you please show that theory on the screen? Yes. See, I can understand all the feelings of yours. Yes. Now my dear students, on the screen, maximum loss method. Here basic presumption is what? In this method, at every stage of realization, we will presume that there will be no further realization of asset. That is, if total capital of all the partner is ₹100 and the asset realized ₹20, we will presume that this is the last realization, and hence now the remaining capital 80 we cannot pay in future, and this will be treated as maximum loss, which will be allocated in profit sharing ratio. Now if the partner is healthy and if he absorbs the loss given to him, then you will find positive balance for him, and if the partner is weak, after absorbing the loss, if you will find negative balance. then that partner will be treated as weak partner, and this negative again will be absorbed by healthy partner. Final positive balance you will get in case of healthy partner, and he will take available money. Okay, my dear students, so steps are there, very simple. For this you can refer question number 10 and 11 of classwork. I have already given the reference. What is the meaning of surplus capital method? There are so many names. For this you can refer question 7, 8, 9 of classwork. Here basic presumption is what? Please check that the partner who has contributed more than his proportionate share of capital should be paid first to the extent of his capital over and above proportionate capital. Sir, in simple one, can you explain? Yes. Now there are two partners A and B. The ratio is 1:1. A has contributed 50,000 but the B contributed 75,000. So you can see for one share, actually speaking, B should contribute only 50. It means Mr. B contributed excess capital by 25,000. Yes, okay. So now if I am having only rupees 50,000 rupees in hand, only 50,000, then out of 50,000, first we will pay 20,000 to B, that is the excess capital. Then the remaining 20,000 will be allocated between A and B in their profit sharing ratio. So surplus capital method says what? The fellow who have contributed more than the proportionate capital, his capital must be repaid first and thereafter balance in profit sharing ratio. Okay. So check over here, the entire theory of piecemeal distribution we have discussed, 3 questions, and there are 2 methods, maximum loss method and number 2 surplus capital method. Sir, which one we should follow in the exam? If the clear instruction is given, then only follow maximum loss method. And if no clear instruction is there, then please follow surplus capital method. Simple reason, in surplus capital method only one working we have to prepare and order you have to write and accordingly you have to work out. But in case of maximum loss method, you have to prepare again and again working note at every stage of realization, which will consume more time. So if clear instruction is given, then follow maximum loss method. If no clear instruction is there, then please follow surplus capital method. But sir, in real life partners will follow which one? In real life it is mutual decision of the partner. Both the methods are logical only. Maximum loss says what? Partner is saying I have absorbed all the maximum loss, now still I am having positive balance, please pay amount to me. And surplus even says the same logic. Surplus says what? I have contributed more than the required, please pay my amount back first. Correct? So both the methods are logical. In real life the partners will take mutual decision and accordingly they will apply the method. Now after the theory discussion, please see on the screen, in piecemeal distribution in JK Shah classes material we are having total 5 sums, question 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Now what are the various important points which you have to keep in mind while solving the sum? Please check. In case of question number 7, this is again ICAI sum. You have to take care, please mark it as important one. If institute feel that they want to ask piecemeal distribution, I am thinking this sum can come. Clear? So please concentrate, because institute material sum it is. Over here the important point is this one, a part payment of his capital, C accepted piece of equipment. That is over here what will happen? You will prepare working note number 1 first. You will prepare working note number 1. And here you will write one order. Correct? The order is there in your notebook. The solution is available with you. And non-JKSC students, this is ICAI sum, my dear student. So working note number 1 order we have already decided. But after deciding the order, we paid the amount, but later on in case of August month, Mr. C, without following the order, he took over one of the equipment. That is now order broken, not followed, and hence we have to prepare working note number 2 and find out new order. Find out new order. Is it clear? So this sentence is important in question number 7. If you want to solve similar sum, you can check question number 40 from the JK Shah classes material. You want to see similar question number 40? Please check over here. This is the question number 40. See, same sum, May 2014 exam, and over here in February month, after deciding the order, R took over the machinery. Then order will change. You have to find out the new order. Okay. So question number 40 you can see for the same. Come again over here. After question number 7, question number 8 is important. In question number 8, few important points which you have to keep in mind. Number 1, see here, bank loan is secured loan. It is secured against stock. How much we have to pay to the loan? 30,000, but bank realized only 25,000. Tell me one more time. 30,000 we have to pay to the bank, but the stock realized by the bank is only 25,000. Bank will call, hello partners, I am supposed to receive 30,000 from you, but your stock realized only 25,000. So 5,000 rupees now you have to pay. So what partners will reply? Now this 5,000 will be treated as deficiency in secured loan, and hence please go and stand along with unsecured creditors. Is it clear? So out of 30,000, 25,000 realized, 5,000 will be treated as deficiency, and this deficiency will be treated as unsecured. Okay. Now to answer similar sums, you can practice question 21, 22 and 29 from the JK Shah classes material. Question number 9. What are the various important points here, sir? Number 1, Kumar is minor partner. So when you will start making payment, to the partners, first you have to pay full amount to minor 1 lakh rupees because he is minor. Correct. And my dear students, then you will find out order for only 2 partners, Anant and Kishore. First important point. Second important point, my dear students, please check over here. Mortgage loan is secured against fixed assets. Very important point. Mortgage loan is secured against fixed assets. They are the fixed assets. Correct. But my dear students, see the realization. In this realization, fixed asset is realized here at the second position. So first we realize debtor, second we realize fixed assets. Now use your brain. Can I say as per the order we have to keep aside realization expense, and second we have to pay to secured creditors or secured loan, you can say. Here mortgage loan is secured against fixed assets, but it is realized at second place. Correct. Now students will think, then sir, when we will realize debtor amount, 3,50,000, we will not make any payment to mortgage loan. No, you have to pay the amount, because until fixed asset realized, mortgage loan treated as unsecured loan. Very important, my dear students. So until your fixed asset realized, this mortgage loan will be treated as unsecured. It means definitely you have to make payment out of this 3,50,000 in unsecured ratio proportion. Clear? But as soon as you will realize your fixed assets, immediately out of this 4 lakh rupees, first you have to make payment to mortgage loan, and if any balance left, this balance will be utilized for making payment to others. Clear? So this is the important point. Kumar is minor, you have to pay first, and mortgage loan will be treated as unsecured until fixed assets realized. You can answer similar question number 37 from the JK Shah classes material. Now over here, my dear students, nowhere they have written which method you will follow, so please follow surplus capital method. Okay. Question number 10, simple sum. Just we are explaining over here how to answer maximum loss method. How to answer maximum loss. So you can see on the screen, when maximum loss comes, question number 10, you have to prepare working notes again and again. Clear? Your working note will start with the capital balance of A, B and C. Here our presumption is what? This is the last realization. Now in future we will not realize anything. So you have to subtract maximum loss. How you will find maximum loss? Capital minus amount available. Amount available. So total capital is 30, 10, 30. This is 70,000 minus, when you will solve the sum, amount available is 22,700. That is, this much we cannot settle. This will be treated as maximum loss, distribute in profit sharing ratio. Now the partners will absorb the loss. The healthy partner will have positive balance. The weak partner you will find negative balance. Positive means healthy. This weak partner's loss again will be absorbed by remaining partners as per Garner versus Murray in their capital ratio. Is that clear? Finally, you will find positive balance. This amount you will pay to A and C. Clear? This working you can see from your solution. So question number 10 is just important because we are explaining their maximum loss, else it is simple. Question number 11, the important point is Mr. C is insolvent. Mr. C is insolvent and you are following maximum loss method. So if clear instruction is given, then only please follow maximum loss method. And here Mr. C is insolvent. So please take care how you will settle this insolvency in the statement. At the end of the realization, when you will realize your last asset, at that time you have to check for insolvency. Okay, for this you can answer question number 32 and question number 44 from the JK Shah classes material. JK Shah classes material. Okay, if you want to see, please check question number 32. Question 32 is this one. They are saying follow maximum loss method. Follow maximum loss method. And question number 44, if you see on the screen, question 44, this one, they are saying follow maximum loss method when BD is insolvent. 5 marks sum. Correct? So I hope you will follow this all references properly and you will pay your full attention. With this I am concluding, my dear students. We have covered 2 subtopics in partnership. Number 1, dissolution theory, classwork important point and related references from homework and past exam. We have covered piecemeal distribution, the concept, maximum loss method, surplus capital method, the important point from the classwork question and the related references. Is it clear? I hope you are getting everything and you will try to get best out of it. Yes, my dear students, now the next topic of discussion is amalgamation of firms. Amalgamation of firms. Simple topic. Let's take simple example. There is firm A in which you will find A and B partner. There is firm B in which you will find C and D partner. This is CA firm, even firm B is CA firm. Now they are having some assets and some liabilities. B firm is having some asset and some liabilities. But now they want to expand. Their business. Correct. And for that purpose they wants to come together because A and B is having some skills which C and D does not have. Correct. And at the same time C and D is having some skill which A and B does not have, and hence they have decided to come together and they will form new partnership firm in which you will find 4 partners A, B, C and D. Now use your little brain again, my dear students, and please answer to yourself this time. They are the old firm, agreed. They are the new firm, correct. Tell me, old firm is selling their assets and discharging their liabilities? Sir, no. Mr. A and B, they are partners in old firm and they only are starting the new firm. Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. So they will continue the same CA business with the same assets, with the same liabilities. Is it clear? So old firm is not selling their assets in the market. Old firm is not discharging the liabilities in the market, and hence here at the time of closing old book, realization account will not come, because objective is not to sell assets and discharge liabilities, but the objective is expansion, correct, with the same set of assets and liabilities. And hence here instead of realization we will open revaluation account. We will open revaluation account, because in the old house they are having some assets at some book value, correct. When they will enter in the new house, can I say they can come, but after revaluation, correct my dear students. So in a nutshell, very simple theory, there are two firms having four partners A, B, C, D. They want to expand their business. They will come together with the same set of asset, with the same set of liability, but at a revised amount it will be recorded in the new firm's book. Okay, my dear students, what is the objective of amalgamation of firm? Already mentioned, expansion. But sir, what advantage we will get out of it? You will get some synergy benefit. Synergy benefit. Sir, can you explain what is the meaning of synergy benefit with the example? Yes, see on the screen. I have taken two examples. There are two firms, firm A, firm B. If they proceed alone, separately, correct, assuming the growth rate is double, assuming growth rate is double. What is the meaning of growth rate? If you start your business today, can I say after 1 year logically your business will double, correct, because you will work very hard? No. So I am assuming here if they will work hard, then the growth rate is double. So what will happen if they will proceed alone? Firm A will become A square and firm B will become B square. Yes or no? A will proceed, after 1 year A will become A square. B will proceed alone, after 1 year B will become B square, correct. But if they proceed together after amalgamation, that is firm A, firm B comes together and they are doing business. So can I say A plus B together they will proceed and the growth rate is double, and the growth rate is double. So tell me, this is mathematical formula, A plus B the whole square means A square plus B square plus 2AB. Yes or no? So A and B, if they will continue together and the growth rate is double, then A will become A square, B will become B square, and some additional advantage they will get. This additional advantage is known as synergy. This additional advantage is known as what? Synergy. Hence this is the reason for amalgamation of firm in the real life. Yes my dear students. Now sir, how to do the accounting? In the books of old firm, 4 ledgers you have to open. Number 1, revaluation account. Realization will not come because our objective is not to sell assets in the market, but our objective is what? To continue the business with the same set of assets and liabilities, but after revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities. Okay. Then partners capital, cash and bank, and the new firm account. At the end your new firm account will tally. Okay, now I am giving you simple 2 steps to close the books of old firm in case of amalgamation of firm. Step number 1, revalue asset or reassess the liability. Now many a time student uses wrong terminology. They say revaluation of assets and liabilities. Your terminology should be clear. Reassessment of liabilities and revaluation of assets. Anyway, the treatment is same, but the terminology you should take care. Okay, so step number 1 is what? When you will close your books of old firm, step 1 is revalue asset, reassess the liability. Step number 2, after revaluation, it will be taken over by either new firm or by any partner, or it will be sold or discharged. Let's take an example. Simple. This is the books of A. Value of asset is 100, but in the market the value is 80. The market value is 80. So what entry you will pass in the books of old firm? Number 1, revalue this particular asset. Book value is 100, but the value in the market is 80. So value of asset will reduce by 20 rupees and the revaluation account will be debited. Clear? After revaluation, the same asset goes out at the revised value and it will be taken over by new firm account. Is it clear? If it is taken over by new firm, then new firm will be debited. If taken over by partner, then partner will be debited. If it is sold in the market, then cash or bank account will be debited. But yeah, I am giving you the guarantee. If you will follow these 2 steps, easily you can close the books of old firm. Revaluation of asset, reassessment of liabilities. After that, taken over by either new firm or partner or sold in the market. What steps you will follow in the new firm's book? Sir, step number 1 is asset liabilities taken over at revised value. When you will start your new firm, can I say in your book of new firm you have to write assets and liabilities at revised value, and that is the only reason in the books of old firm first we will do revaluation, then it will be taken over by new firm. Second, entry for goodwill will come over here. That is, the old firm must have goodwill. Correct. But the question will say like this: the goodwill should not appear in the new firm's book. What you will do in that case? Simply give net effect, that is without opening the goodwill, give treatment through partner's capital. Third, inter-firm debt. What is the meaning of inter-firm debt? Let's take an example. Firm A is supposed to pay 10,000 rupees to firm B. So logically, from the point of view of firm B, money receivable from firm A 10,000. Now when they both will come together, then this 10,000 rupees will be treated as what? Inter-firm debt. That we have to cancel. And lastly, capital adjustment. So capital adjustment will be given in question that in the new firm the total capital should be this much, or it should be in new profit sharing ratio, etc. So you have to follow that adjustment, but after following the capital adjustment, you will get balancing figure in the partner's capital account. Then that balancing figure, option A, should be transferred to cash and bank. You can refer question number 12 of classwork. But after following the capital adjustment, if question says clearly that the balancing figure should be transferred to current account, then it should be transferred to current account. If specifically mentioned, you can see question number 13 of classwork. So my dear students, in amalgamation of firm, the objective is expansion. We will not close our books. Our objective is not to sell assets in the market. Our objective is not to discharge liabilities in the market. But with the same asset, same liability, we will continue in the new firm. So revaluation point is important, correct? Let me give you important point in JK Shah classes material. You can see question number 12 over here. This is question number 12, amalgamation of firm. Question number 12 and question number 13 both are very important question. Why? Because this type of format institute is asking repetitively if they ask sum based on amalgamation of firm. So my dear students, in question number 12 I can directly give you the reference. You can see exactly similar sum in your JKSC material, question 25, question 26, question 34, exactly similar format. So why not to study this question number 12 so carefully from the solution given by JK Shah classes, so that you are ready for the exam. Sir, important points are, please check over here. There are two firms, P and Q, R and Q. Here Q is common partner. Concentrate please. Here due to P and Co, and over here due from R and Co is given. This is known as inter-firm debt. Is it clear? So from the point of view of R, money is payable to P, and from the point of view of P, money is receivable from R. This is known as inter-firm debt. In the new firm's book, it will be cancelled. Okay. Now over here, always bank balance and the cash balance do not distribute among the old partners in their old ratio, because our objective is expansion, and for expansion we need working capital, and therefore this cash and bank balance will be taken over by new firm. Okay, here you will see revaluation of building point is given, plant is given, stock is given, goodwill, and they are saying same will not appear in the books of PQR. That is, they are saying please give the treatment of goodwill, but without opening the goodwill. So you have to give net effect. What is the meaning of net effect? Goodwill, old ratio credit, and then new ratio debit treatment. Then my dear students, this is the capital adjustment. Check over here. Partner of new firm will bring necessary cash to pay other partners and to adjust their capital in profit sharing ratio. When you will give treatment to this capital adjustment, you will get balancing figure in partners capital. These figures will be settled through cash or bank account in the absence of information. This point I have already discussed. Over here, provision for doubtful debt is there. Now in the old firm book, before you transfer your debtor in the new firm, first create the provision by passing entry revaluation account debit to provision. So first create provision, and thereafter debtor and provision both will be transferred. So the important point over here is what? Inter-firm debt point is important. Goodwill should not appear in the new firm book, and hence you have to give net effect through partners capital. And when you will give treatment for the capital adjustment, you will get balancing figure in the absence of information that will be settled in cash or bank. Question number 13, again the favorite sum of institute. You can refer question number 35, question number 39 and question number 46 of past exam. Similar type of sum they are asking for 16 marks. Getting it? Now here the important points are, again two companies, S and Co, T and Co. Common partner is S. Now here two important points are, number one, see, due to S and Co, that is T is supposed to pay 50,000 to S, and from the point of view of S, money receivable from T 50,000. So this is inter-firm debt. This you have to cancel in the new firm's book. Second important point, see, due to X and Co, S is saying money payable to X 40,000 and T is saying money receivable from X 30,000. Now after amalgamation they both will come together, that is S and T. So from the point of view of S, money payable to X 40,000, and from the point of view of T, money receivable 30,000. Now can I say in the same balance sheet, in the new firm's book, money payable to X 40,000, money receivable from X 30,000. So my dear students, this is mutual owing, which is very important. So two important points are inter-firm debt and mutual owing. You have to cancel in the new firm's book. Here goodwill is there, you have to give net effect because question says that. Please check, goodwill account was not to be opened in the new firm book. So without opening the goodwill account through partners capital, you have to give treatment. Here revaluation point is given, and provision we have already discussed. Very important point is this, which says what? Give the capital adjustment treatment by taking T's capital as base, and if any difference comes, then it should be transferred to current account. Clear? So now after giving the treatment for capital adjustment, balancing figure will be transferred to current account if clear instruction is given. Clear? And in question number 12, no clear instruction is there, and therefore it will be settled through cash. So my dear students, with this, even I have given you the references for question number 12, question number 13. So with this amalgamation of firm, the theory portion is over. Two sums are very important, question 12 and 13, and the related sums reference I have already given. How to close the books of old firm? Just two steps you have to follow. Revalue asset, reassess the liability. Thereafter, it will be taken over by either new firm or partner, or it will be sold in the market. What you will do in the books of new firm? In the new firm's book, they can ask journal entries. So, asset liabilities taken over at revised amount, treatment of goodwill, treatment of capital adjustment, intercompany debt, and the mutual owing you have to handle, and then you have to prepare balance sheet in T format. I hope my dear students, you are getting this theory, this important points from the JK Shah classes material and the related references of past exam. Yes or no? Yes. So please give your level best and try to achieve something out of it. Now my dear students, the last part of discussion in partnership chapter is conversion. Now what you will convert over here? Partnership firm will be converted into company. Sir, what is the concept over here? Please check on the screen. What will happen? The firm will be converted into company. Sir, why but anybody will think for such kind of activity? Because in partnership firm, the liability is unlimited, whereas in case of company, the liability is limited. Maybe possible, this is the reason. What will happen? Here firm will sell business to the company. Firm will sell business. Now here please, sell means what? Asset sold, liabilities sold. Yes or no? It means we are realizing the assets. So we have to open realization account. Yes or no? So firm is transferring, selling business to company. Free of cost? No. Company in turn will pay what? Purchase consideration. This term you must have heard in one of the chapter, that is amalgamation of companies. Yes, my dear students. Now, what we have to do then, sir? We have to close the books of old firm and we have to open the book of company. In case of firm, what is happening? Close down business. Close down business. Therefore, we have to close the firm's book and we have to follow similar steps which I have already given in dissolution of firm. We have already discussed dissolution of firm. The only difference in dissolution of firm and in case of conversion is what? In case of dissolution, we will sell our assets to Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C. Wherever we get good deal, we will sell asset. But in case of conversion, the firm will transfer entire business to one company only. Otherwise, rest all the steps are very similar. Prepare following ledgers to close the books of firm, which includes realization account. You will transfer assets, liabilities, including cash and bank balance if taken over by company in realization account. Second, partners capital. Third, cash and bank. two new accounts will come over here. Number one, new company account, because firm will get purchase consideration from the new company. And number second, whatever we receive from the new company, we receive either equity shares in new company or preference shares in new company. Maybe you can get cash, but cash account is already there. So in case of conversion, when you will close the books of firm, you have to prepare this 5 ledgers. Sir, what we should do in the books of company? In the books of company, you have to pass 3 journal entries which you anyway were passing in amalgamation of companies chapter. 3 entries are: number 1, when the company acquires the business, then the entry would be business purchase debit. 2, money payable to vendor. In case of amalgamation of companies, I am not talking about firm, I am talking about amalgamation of companies, we write word liquidator instead of vendor. Second entry is what? Asset liabilities taken over at revised amount. So when you will take over your asset, agreed value, liability will be credited with agreed value, business purchase will be credited, you will get balancing figure. If you get balancing figure debit side, then it is goodwill. If you get balancing figure credit side, then this is capital reserve. Is it clear? And the last entry is what? You have to make payment to vendors. You can make payment through equity shares, so equity share capital, preference shares, so preference share capital, debentures, then debentures. And if you are issuing the securities at premium, then you have to credit securities premium. And lastly, if you pay through cash or bank, then credit cash bank account. Yes, my dear students. So in case of conversion of firm into company, simplicity is there. Partnership firm will close its business and hence firm will prepare 5 ledgers, and similar step like dissolution you have to follow. In case of company, company is opening the new book, so 3 entries will come. Business purchase entry will come. Number second, asset liabilities taken over. If any difference comes, debit side, then goodwill, credit side, then capital reserve. And lastly, vendor discharged by issuing equity, preference, debenture, or by making payment in cash. Okay. If you check questions now from the JK Shah classes material, important points I am discussing. Please concentrate. Question number 14. In question number 14, they have given trial balance, and in trial balance they have given total profit. They have given total profit. Now from this total profit, first you have to subtract interest on capital, and then whatever you will get, that will be distributed among partners in their old ratio. Second important point, they are saying over here, before transferring the business, the partner wished to draw from the firm to such an extent that the bank balance is reduced to 50,000. At present, we are having total 89,300. They are saying we will withdraw everything and we will keep only 50,000. So how much partners will withdraw? 39,300. Is that clear? How much they will withdraw? 39,300. This will be withdrawn by partners, so this will be treated as opening balance in cash and bank account. And what about this 50,000? Partners kept this amount in firm only. This will be taken over by company. If it is taken over by company, then cash and bank balance will be transferred to realization account. Is it clear? So 2 important points we have discussed. Profit and loss total is given, cash balance bifurcation. Now the last important point is adjustment number 2. Here they are saying shares in company are to be issued to partners at par. What is the meaning of par? Face value is equals to issue price in such number and in such class. We don't know the number, how many shares company will issue. And in such class, there are 2 class of shares, preference share capital and equity share capital. As will give partners by reason of their shareholding same right as regard to interest on capital. Now, what they are saying, they want in company same right as regard to interest on capital. So in the partnership firm, we were receiving 10% interest. I need same income in the company, so definitely company will issue 10% preference shares. Is it clear? And how you will find out amount for this? Interest amount divided by 10% for each partner. And for remaining, profit sharing ratio should not be affected. So for remaining, we will issue equity share capital, which will be distributed in profit sharing ratio. Okay, so here first what you have to find out? You have to find out PC by net asset method. After getting PC, find out how much you will settle through 10% preference share capital. Get the balancing figure equity. This will be allocated in PSR. So three important point of question number 14. Number one, total profit is given, how to allocate cash and bank, and third, adjustment number 2, how many preference shares will be issued and how many equity shares will be issued. Okay, now question number 15. In question number 15, my dear students, you have to take care. Many times students are not getting these two lines. What is written? See, three partners are there. A is retiring and B and C will continue in company. And therefore they formed BCP Limited, newly formed company. B and C having each taken up 100 share of 10 each. Why they are taking the share? Because in law subject you have already studied, B and C will be treated as subscribers to memorandum of association, because when the company is formed, B and C, they are subscribers of the memorandum of association, and they will hence take up 100 shares of 10 each. So in the books of new company will issue 100 shares to B, 100 shares to C, and B and C will pay cash to the company. This is not forming part of purchase consideration. Okay, first important point. Second important point is adjustment number E. Very important. What is written? Please check. The purchase consideration, my dear students, in the absence of information, PC will be ascertained by net asset method. That is nothing but assets taken over by company minus liabilities taken over by company. Whatever you will get, that will be treated as purchase consideration, and that much will be paid by company to firm. Here they are saying PC will be payable partly in shares and partly in cash. How many shares? How much cash? We don't know. They are saying further, payment in cash being to meet the requirement to discharge A. That is, company will pay that much cash to the partnership firm so that they can discharge the liability of Mr. A who is retiring. Yes, so you can see on the screen over here, I have this sum, question number 15. Please check. I will show you cash account for question 15 and we will conclude something. Check. This is the cash bank account of question number 15. How much cash company will pay? Please. Already they are having 150 rupees in hand. They paid out of this 40 rupees realization expense, they means firm, and they paid 280 rupees to A. And hence you will find some cash deficit of 170. This is the first balancing figure which you are getting in this sum. So 170 rupees firm need to make payment to Mr. A. So find out the purchase consideration. Out of total 170, company will pay in cash and remaining in shares. Please check over here. 430 rupees is the purchase consideration. Out of that 170 in cash and hence 260 in shares. Correct? Please check over here further. For question number 15, you can refer question 27, question 38 and question 47. Now my dear students, sometimes they are not giving information that these shares to be allocated in which ratio. Sometimes they are not giving information that this 260 rupees shares will be distributed in which ratio. If they give ratio, then well and fine, but if they don't give ratio, my dear students, then in that case what you will do, we will see later on. But over here they are saying B and C equal interest in the company and hence these shares will be divided in 1:1. But what if this information is not given? Then in which ratio, sir, we should allocate? We'll see in the next sums. Next sum is question number 16. This question was asked by institute in recent exam. You can refer question number 28 of past exam and question number 50 of past exam. Sir, the important point over here is, I'll tell you, this is the first paragraph which is important, and in that, please check, business was carried on till 30th September 16. It means here conversion taking place, after 6 months from balance sheet date, because date of the balance sheet is 31st March 16, but conversion is happening on 30th September, that is after 6 months. So during this 6 months, what will happen? 6 months profit will come, drawings will come, yes or no, and that information is given further. Partners withdrew 3:2, half the amount of profit. That is, can I simply conclude? I am having some opening balance of capital. What is my opening balance of capital? 140 plus 130, that is 2,70,000. In this I will add net profit for 6 months. I will subtract drawings and I will get my closing capital. Sir, from where we will get our closing capital? My dear students, you have to prepare balance sheet after 6 months. This all figures you can write. This profit and loss will be written off against capital. The drawings will be written off against capital. So these things will come in your new balance sheet. Correct? And same way, creditors and overdraft, you will get balancing figure that will be treated as total capital. But I need bifurcation in this total capital. How much is Kapoor and how much is Jain? And therefore, please see, whatever profit you will generate. Let's take an example. During this 6 months, we have generated X. Half of the profit they have withdrawn. Yes or no in 3:2. That is 0.5x. And here you will get amount from the balance sheet which you will draft after 6 months. Correct? When you will solve this equation, you will get value of X, that is net profit, and value of drawings. Net profit will be allocated in 1:1 because information is given, and drawings in 3:2. Correct? So in Kapoor and Jain question, this paragraph is important, which says what? Prepare balance sheet after 6 months. First update that balance sheet after 6 months and then start conversion process. Now over here, my dear students, please check on the screen question number 16. They have drafted the balance sheet, they have ascertained the individual amount as well. Correct? Everything done. But where we are finding difficulty? Sir, we got the amount of equity shares. But sir, we are facing difficulty in which ratio we should allocate. Allocation we are not getting. Yes or no? For example, if the new company is giving you 100 shares and in the new company 2 directors are there, Mr. A and Mr. B, and there is no ratio given. One more time. My dear students, company is giving 100 shares to the partnership firm. There are 2 partners, Mr. A, Mr. B, correct? But there is no ratio given in which they should bifurcate 100 shares. Then in which ratio you will allocate, my dear students, that amount, that share in outstanding balance ratio in capital, or you can say final due amount ratio, correct? Okay, so if you check over here, Kapoor capital realization profit is given, so this represents what? Final due ratio, ratio of final amount due. In this ratio you have to allocate equity shares. Now many a time student says that, sir, this should be allocated in 1:1 or profit sharing ratio. The answer is incorrect. If no information is given, then the equity shares received from the company will be allocated in final amount due ratio. Final amount due ratio. Please keep in mind this point. Next, here I have already given reference 28 and 50. Question number 17. Question number 70. This is important because of agency transaction. Agency transaction. Over here, company is taking over everything except sundry creditors and debtors, and therefore here this adjustment 4 is important, correct? So company will act as agent, company will realize debtor, company will make payment to creditors. Free of cost? No, company will charge something, 5% on amount collected from debtor and 3% on amount paid to creditors. Clear? So over here, if you check this adjustment, we have realized 60,000 rupees because there is some bad debts of 6,000. So on 60,000, 5% company will take commission, and instead of making payment of 20,000, company paid 19,000. On that, company will charge 3% commission. Clear? So here agency transaction is important and adjustment number 4 is important. Okay, my dear students. Then question number 18. Here I can give you reference for question 17. Similarly, you will find question number 13 past exam, agency transaction. You can go through it. Next is question number 18. Very important. ICAI sum and horrible sum. Horrible sum, because here they are asking prepare business purchase account. Sir, what is the scene in this case? Very simple. Please check on the screen. Year started on 1st Jan with Gupta and Singh. On 31st of March, Raman took over the business. So on 31st of December, balance sheet will be prepared by Raman. But what mistake happened in this sum? The same book continued. Same book continued. Yes or no, my dear students? Okay. It means what? Actually, logically speaking, when Gupta and Singh sold their business to Raman, they should close this book and Raman should start new book. But this has not happened because same book continued, and that is the only reason. Please check, this is the balance sheet of Gupta and Singh, where you will find Gupta, Singh, bank loan, creditor, furniture, investment, policy, stock and debtor. But out of this, Mr. Raman took over only debtor, stock, furniture and creditors. That's it. That's it. Remaining things not taken over, but still if you check the trial balance prepared at the year end without closing the books of accounts when the business sold by Gupta and Singh to Raman, you will find Even the things not taken over, please check. Investment not taken over is still there in trial balance. Insurance policy not taken over, still there in trial balance. Bank loan is there. Gupta and Singh's capital is there. Getting it? You will find here creditors. Creditors taken over. Bank loan is there. Please, my dear students, please concentrate. Very important point now I am discussing, that what you will record in business purchase account now. Can I say investment, insurance policy, bank loan, Gupta and Singh not taken over? So in business purchase account, simple understanding, assets and liabilities not taken over will be recorded. Is it clear? Assets and liabilities not taken over will be recorded. I can show you the solution for this as well. Please check on the screen, my dear students. Question number 18. Business purchase account record what? Assets and liabilities not taken over by Raman. Clear? So can I say investment, insurance policy, bank loan, capital not taken over, and business purchase account debited by 80,000 because Mr. Raman paid 80,000 rupees for this business, whereas the value of this business is only 74,000 rupees. So instead of 74, Raman paid 80, that is 6,000 rupees is goodwill. That goodwill will be recorded over here as well. That is 80,000 rupees minus 6,000. So the value is 74. Even we will record profit for 3 months over here. Sir, why? See on the screen. For the first 3 months, Gupta and Singh was there, and for remaining 9 months, Raman was there. So out of total 12 months profit, 3 months profit will go in business purchase account and 9-month profit will be added in balance sheet. Clear? So what is the summary of this particular sum? Simple. If they ask prepare business purchase, if similar sum comes in the exam, same wording, same amounts you will get. Correct? This is ICAI sum. So exactly same sum you will get. If they say prepare business purchase account, so what you will record in that? Assets and liabilities not taken over by Raman. Clear? And the things which is taken over by Raman will be recorded in balance sheet. Clear? So please go through this sum carefully. Then my dear students, question number 19, which is last sum in classwork. Please check. What is the important point over here? There are 3 partners, and my dear students, here just take care this bank balance. They are saying the closing balance in Axis Bank transferred to Dena Bank. So we are having 5,000 rupees in Axis Bank, normal one, transferred to Dena Bank, which is overdraft. So as of now we are having 20,000 overdraft. If you will transfer favorable balance in Dena Bank, so the overdraft will reduce by 5,000. So the new overdraft 15,000. But please check. They are saying all the liabilities were paid from Dena Bank. So whatever payment you will make, it is out of overdraft account. So logically your overdraft balance will increase in partnership firm, then it will be taken over by new company. Correct, my dear students? Okay. One more important point, Lal took over motor vehicle. So please take care this point as well. If the Lal took over, it means a new company is not taking over. Correct? So this will be settled in partners capital. Here you can even refer question number 23. This I will discuss because there is something important. My dear students, in conversion we have total question number 14 to question number 19. Here question number 18 is unique, where you have to prepare business purchase account, that is asset liability is not taken over. But remaining sums for PC we are following net asset method only, because no separate information of payment they have given. So what we are doing for PC calculation, assets taken over by company minus liability taken over by company, whatever you will get, that is your PC, and this PC company is discharging. If they are offering equity shares and if they have given ratio, then follow the ratio given in question. But if the ratio is not given, then what you will do, my dear students, then the shares will be distributed among partners in their outstanding final amount due ratio. Correct? Final amount due ratio we have already discussed through Kapoor and Jain. Now in all the questions we have followed net asset method, hence I am saying please go through question number 23. Please check on the screen. This is the question number 23. Ramesh, Roshan and Rohan. Over here, please check this paragraph. On the above mentioned date, the partners decided to convert and they will make 3R Enterprise Private Limited. Company took over all assets including cash bank balance. If cash bank balance taken over, then that will go in realization account in the old firm book, and they will pay 42 lakh rupees. See here, directly they have given PC. So now this time when you will pass entry in the books of new company, please check on the screen. Question number 23, same sum, but when you will pass journal entry in the books of new company, so in this entry you will take over all assets including bank balance, take over liabilities, business purchase 42 lakhs, this is given. No need to calculate by net asset method, and hence you will get balancing figure capital reserve. Clear? If this balancing figure comes debit side, then it will be treated as goodwill. So with this, my dear students, I have discussed entire conversion topic with you. The important point in the JK Shah classes material classwork question 14 to question 19 we have discussed. Related references I have given from homework and past exam. So with this I am concluding something. In partnership chapter, 4 parts we discussed. Number 1, dissolution, entire theory, important point in classwork and the related reference from homework and past exam. Piecemeal distribution theory, important points in classwork and the related reference in homework and past exam. Third, amalgamation of firm, only 2 important format which is there in classwork, only refer that much, and the related reference we have given from homework and past exam. Last is conversion, firm closed down, entire business sold to the company. So dissolution of partnership firm you have to follow. And in case of company, 3 entries will come. Business purchase, asset liabilities taken over. If any difference comes, we saw question number 23. If debit difference, then goodwill. If credit, then capital reserve. And finally, make payment to vendors. Here, please take care, when the new company pays shares to the partners in partnership firm, then that particular share will be distributed among the partners in the ratio given in question. If no ratio is given, then final amount due ratio. I have showed you that solution through question number 16, Kapoor and Jain. Yes or no, my dear students? So with this, entire partnership revision is over. If you will study only this much, the important points of classwork and the related question of homework and past exam, more than enough. The entire stuff we have covered. Please refer this much, and 100% if question turns from this particular chapter, you can secure full 16 marks. And I hope you will give your level best to achieve the target. All the very best. Thank you so very much.